In this video, I'm going to be showing how to do a carpet patch using a hot melt iron, which is kind of an old school method on how to do it. So first I'll start on measuring about a 2x2 area. Then I'll use a framing square to trace the areas I'll be cutting. Some people use row finders, some people straight edge. I found using a framing square works best unless I'm working with loop pile carpet. So I'll go ahead and trace the area I need to cut. Now because I'm using a hot melt iron, I'll be cutting about an inch longer on each side, and I'll show you why in a bit. Next I'll use a top cutter, also known as a cushion back cutter, with the blade down on the side of the carpet I'm going to keep, and I'll cut out my damaged area. Now I have the area ready for my new piece, and here you can see I have flaps on every corner, and that is going to be super helpful once I get my iron underneath the carpet. And for this repair, I'll keep my iron on 2 so I have more time to work with the seam. Next I'll get my seam tape ready, making sure to leave it a little longer so I can glue those flaps in the corner as well. I'll rip off the paper on the sides of the seam tape so I have seam tape underneath all parts of the carpet. Now when starting to actually glue the carpet, I won't start in the corner, I'll start about the width of the iron away, so when I finish I'll have space to pull the iron out. Now just wait about 10 to 15 seconds until the glue has started to melt. Once the glue's melted, move the iron the length of the iron into the next place, and if you get to a corner, just make sure the seam tape doesn't move on you. This is where the flaps that I cut in the corners earlier come in handy. The iron now has more space to move freely underneath the carpet. Now I'll go back and put the carpet down into the seam tape, making sure the back of the carpet meets together and there are no fibers stuck down in the glue. Then use a seam roller to push the carpet down into the glue on the seam tape. Now it's time to turn the iron. Lift the corner of the carpet and apply a little bit of pressure while turning the iron and move on to the next section. Now like before, just put the carpet down into the seam tape and roll the area with a seam roller. I'll go ahead and speed the rest up until it gets to the end where I take the iron out. Alright, at the end is the part some people struggle with, getting the iron out from underneath the carpet. The trick is, after you glue the section before the last section, don't push the carpet down yet into the seam tape. You'll still have time and the tape won't cool down that fast. Now pull the iron back till it's in the middle of the last 2 sections and slowly pull it out, making sure the seam tape underneath is not coming up with it. Just be patient and make sure the seam tape stays in place. The hardest part is over. Now just finish up by rolling the carpet down into the seam tape. If your glue didn't reach some areas, especially where the corners are, just take a hot glue gun and apply a little bit of glue and roll the carpet into the tape. And that is a carpet patch using a hot melt iron. Now of course you know I want to test the integrity of this patch, so let's see how stuck it is. Even after letting it cool down for only about 10 minutes, the carpet is ripping apart and the repair is still not coming undone. Another repair made to last. Thanks for watching.